The topic of this audio is cosmetics or the norm of society. Let me begin. When I look at myself in the mirror, the person that I'm seeing is what society wanted me to be. And the best representation I can tell as to what was the end product of the society, of what it wanted me to be, is the way I look, the way I smell, the way I walk, the way my posture is, the way I make eye contact with people, everything about my demeanor when I am in a social setting. Let's say if I go to some place like Khan Market or Galleria in Gurgaon, or I go to Connaught Place, or anywhere where quote my type of people are there, and these my type of people are just a representation of the most common kind of people I have been exposed to while growing up, and whose civilized sense of being, whose way of speaking, whose interests, and whose demeanor are my closest resemblance. And when I'm outside in these social settings, I acquiesce to the demeanor that everyone else has, and vice versa. That gives a sense of belonging when I am with these human beings that I do not know of. The problem is when I come back home, I default to my default, and all my mannerisms and behavior and clothes and perfumes and expressions, they wear off. They are not the same as I was showing outside in these supermarkets or these places where there is a hotspot of my kind of people. And this can also be applied to when I was in school or college or workplace or even out on a date. It doesn't matter. My reflexive tendency to acquiesce to the behaviors was on autopilot as soon as I entered any of these gatherings. And this is how human beings act. And so every word that came out of my mind was was sort of a reflexive autopilot question and answer and response to what is the most widely commonly acceptable thing to say in such scenarios, what can give me most pleasure, uh, and how can people perceive me the best. The problem with this of wanting to be seen as a good person, doesn't matter who the stakeholder is that the truth is never discussed about what is actually happening inside of me. What is what matters more to me is not the content of what is the truth that I am referring to here, whatever my mental or physical state happens to be. What is more fundamental is that every human being that I talk to is conditioned by the same demeanor to position themselves in a way that benefits them the most, which gives them the most pleasure, and what makes them look good. And to speak the truth about how one really is to any other human being is so wild that no one speaks the truth. Because when the media and the Instagram algorithm and the everything that is displayed on my phone, every billboard that I see outside, every interview that I'm a part of, every social gathering I've been a part of, because that's the norm to lie. And when I say lie, I simply mean not being absolutely honest with how one feels, and what is going inside the human being's mind, unfiltered. Because that is not the norm. To speak things as is not the norm. People cover up, people polish, people be nice and courteous, and like I said, want to have a good impression. This conditioning is so deep that if you're if you're someone who wants to talk to another human being, uh, for whatever reason that might be, and you want to speak straight truth about a given topic to them, for whatever reason it may be, it is impossible. Because the moment you say exactly how you feel, there will be condemnation, judgment, right and wrong, good and bad, should and shouldn't, and all the penance of society that they have been conditioned to speak reflexively as well. And as soon as the person who even has some semblance of speaking the truth to another person in a private setting, naturally upon hearing the condemnation or criticism or any opinion on how the person feels, makes the person who is speaking the truth shut down, makes the person who's speaking the truth quiet himself, makes the person who's speaking the truth not speak the truth to that other person anymore. It's because some part of the person who is speaking what he wants to truly speak recognizes that he will not be heard, and whatever would be heard would fall upon deaf ears. Whatever he would speak would fall upon deaf ears, because they will reply to him in their own conditioned responses, and they will tell the person what is good for them and right for them and wrong for them. And that is just how the conversations happened. So in reality, two human beings or a group of human beings basically never meet each other about what is actually happening, because the minds of the two human beings or the group of the human beings are having their own extremely biased outlooks of outlook of things, and this immense barrier of biasness acts, like I said, as a barrier for them to actually meet and converse about something without any filters. And this makes conversations entirely impossible. So you're basically all alone. There is no one who is going to understand you, uh, and truly know and feel what you're going through, because The moment the other person speaks in order to help, in order to correct you, in order to tell you what's right or wrong, they are coming from their own assumptions of the fact that they know what's right for you. Hence, no one will really hear you, because they are too interested to help you, because it'll give them the pleasure of the helper.